outside that gate. Okay, so that's the door we can go through. Now, you can use the the teleporters to get out of the world, or you could just go through the door. But the door right here is only meant for Traverse Town. While the other worlds, they don't have doors that can allow you to go to the Gumi ship. Instead, you have to use save spots to leave the world. You have to open up the menu, and then you have to use the Gummy ship. Not all save points let you board the Gummy ship. Okay. Wait till you see it. Oh, yuck. Oh yes. This is a very good one. Spells. Select magic to cast spells. To cast quickly, you can use the customize to create a shortcut. This, however, certain spells require that consume so much magic, you have to use others, or you have to keep striking enemies to replenish lost magic points. So that way, though, that whenever you run out of magic, you can get some more. Okay, now this will be pretty good too, which is the dodge ability. Activate abilities by equipping them. You can go over to the main menu by pressing the square. Others work automatically. You can equip the abilities to share it with your teammates. This will be pretty good. Along the way. Okay, is that it? Let's get going. Not till we're ready. I see a big adventure coming their way. Looks like it's up to me to keep track of it all in my journal. Yes. Now, next thing I want to commentate is that we have a chronicle journal Jiminy Cricket keeps with him at all times. So you want to check these out, so that way you'll be on your best of your voyage if you ever forgotten something very, very important. Because if you're ever stuck or lost, though, it's always best to read the chronological. I would love to read it to you, but however, though, I think it's best that you guys pause it and look at them yourself, so that way I don't have to waste time doing all this that all over and over and over. Or you can just mute me and then look through it yourself. Because, well, these chronologicals take a long time for it to read. Now, we got characters, every last one of them. You can always look at them. We don't know who King Mickey is, but we'll see him later. We got Donald. And we got Goofy. Alright, you got Queen Minnie, Princess Daisy. Then we got Pluto, speaking of. I don't know where he actually is right now. Chip and Dale, they're the Chipmunks. Kind of reminds me of the characters mock-up of, who are they? Okay, the Gopher characters. Talk? Lock? Ah! No, that's not it. Macintalk. I think I got their names right, but I have to look it up later and put it up. Huey, Dewey, Louie, they're Donald's cousins. Of course, then we got the Brooms, which is, of course, you recognize them. Now, here's the next thing I know. Remember, this is also made from Square Enix, so Leon, right here, named Squall, happens to be from Final Fantasy VIII. But however, you guys didn't realize this, even if you're actually young kids, though. Final Fantasy series 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, they're all rated T games. So you gotta be cautious, though, whenever you start playing these rated T games. Because, well, certain little kids don't actually get the idea of what Final Fantasy VIII is, unless they've played a rated T game, and it's not healthy for the community for kids underage to play violent games like this, and that's a bad idea. We got Yuffie, she's from Final Fantasy VII, the most popular game of them all. Then we got Aerith, the same thing. Sid, yep, Final Fantasy VII, all three of them. Tidus and Waka over at the island was from Final Fantasy X. Apparently, though, there was supposed to be a little change of effect, but however, though, it would be best to actually set these as children due to the fact of their aging habits. But here's something I don't get, though. If Selphie's from Final Fantasy VIII, then how come she did not appear over at the Traverse Town as a grown-up? It would have been cool for Selphie to reunite with Squall along with Riona, Zell, because they were like great characters. I've actually known them. And yep, okay, I'll say it this time. John D'Amigo. Boom! How's that? He was the voice actor who did Waka, and the voice actor who did Schnitzel from Chowder, and the voice actor who did Jake the dog from Adventure Time. And knew there was a reason to love John Domingo. He was the best well-known voice actor I've recognized. He's the best voice actor that does a lot of cartoon characters. And lastly, we got Muggles! They appear on every Final Fantasy game. These cute little creatures are Muggles. If you didn't recognize them though, they're like teddy bear sizes. They have big noses, a pom-pom, and they have wings. A little tribute though is that their little pom-poms though, they're actually sonars. So it's best not to touch them, but however, there are Moogle toys if you really happen to have one. They're really, really adorable. Now we got character 2, which is Jiminy Cricket, who is appearance from Pinocchio. The cricket who keeps Pinocchio to the straight and narrow. I am along the quest of the Royal Chronicle Lancer. Then we got Heartless, and yes, we've met Shadows. And we met the soldiers. And next, the other ones are missing. Then we got Darkside. Norma's Heartless, no, we already know him, and guard armor. Now, I want to, like I said, I point out before though, that this guard armor is usually purple in the original game. While this one was actually purple, but the helmet, it was gray. It was not yellow like, or beige, it was gray. The textures in the remix games are a lot different from the original game because they had to make it look a bit more sinister-like, more scary-like. And hi, Mexi, how you doing? You came here to join my commentary on my game? There you go, pajama bed. Now, we might encounter others, but they're going to be a lot tougher, though, because in order to actually get the requirements of these little creatures, you have to kill them. Yep, that's right, you got to kill the Heartless. That's the only way to get them. And I'm having some tough issues of trying to unlock every last one of them. Next on, now that I got the fire ability, next I want to point out is the AI's little control panels. How to customize. Now, Donald's got each of its own effects though, such as personal, manual, offense, defense, conservative, balanced, and personal. I could tell you what the AIs are, how they do this, but it's a little complicated though. So if you're not feeling comfortable of what they are, you're more than welcome to set the effects into the game. Here, I'm going to keep them both on personal. Then we got their stats. Now, next thing I want to point out is that Goofy is 3 levels higher than Sora, and Donald is... wow. He's usually 1 level lower or 2. Didn't expect that to happen, but okay. And lastly, this is where we find the dodge ability, but we can't due to the fact though that we don't have enough ability points, so we gotta wait. Now, you can equip it along with the others. Now, I'm gonna equip these because, well, these two have enough abilities already. And lastly, we'll go to the equipment sections. Donald always carries the magic staff, and Goofy carries the knight's shield. Lastly, we got the Gooby ship parts. Yeah, that's a long list right there. Next, these are the items we actually picked up on the way. And this is actually what Goofy's been carrying, while Donald's been carrying too. And I got enough of those. Okay, now, next thing I want to point out. Let's go over here to the accessory shop because, well, I want to save my game before I go. Oh, cutscene! Hey, look at this! I wonder what it is. This is the Trinity Mark. They appear in many places. Only the blue ones react at the beginning. Now, the next thing I want to commentate. These Trinities are also, you need a requirement to have 100% completed the game. I should also point out to you, though, that whenever you start playing the difficulty levels, in certain games, like kind of these, though, there are aspects of you have to understand that in certain levels, the difficulty level, depending on how you play the game, in easy, you can't get 100% completed the game because you're never going to find the secret. In neutral, you have to unlock that secret. And lastly, in hard, you can actually activate the secret already. Now, this is the one I want to point out. The customization is your L1 button. Now, since I have fire, I can do this.
Fire!
Ah, that's beautiful. Now, I can come over here to resize it. Now, this one over here is a crystal. You can synthesize items like this one on the second floor. Now, we can't go up there, though, because, well, we're missing a requirement, which is, of course, this one. And we can't get the requirement we needed. Because if we go to our journal, there it is. Now, I do know 2 areas already on this map if you want to go after it. But, however, I don't think we're ready to go after it just yet. Because I want to go to the item shop and grab something over there. We go in here, and then we'll see the 3 characters, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Sorry, Uncle Donald, no family discounts. Ah, phooey. Alright, so let's buy some items before we go because, well, it's a dangerous mission and we do not want to lose many of it. I'm going to buy about probably 5. Actually, yeah, that'll do. High potions will come later, especially the tent. I should tell you, though, that there are certain areas, though, that if you're too far away from a save point, though, you can use a tent. Because if you're far away from the save point, say you're in another area, you and your teammates are low in health, you're more than welcome to use the tents. But you have to use this only when you're out of battle. You can't do this when you're in the battle. That makes it a lot harder. Now, next thing you know, you see these 4 weapons over here. Now, I want to get these, but however, I want to still consume enough money before I go on an adventure. Here, I'll buy 1 ether. Looks like I've got plenty. Here, let me buy about... Now, last thing. These, Now, I couldn't buy any further, though, because this game records of how much money you have before you buy this item. So apparently I can buy this for only up to 4, but I'm going to buy 3 more. Alright, thank you. Now we go up here, we can go back to the first district, which leads me to the other room. Alright, so we're prepared, we're ready to go, so let's go on to the next adventure before we get hammered. I'll save it in this one just in case I messed up or if it's not the save properly, okay? Now, last thing is going to try out the Trinity. So let's head over to that spot where it was before. That one's until later. Here we are. Let's give this one a try. Ready, guys? Bounce away! Hey, I just found $5. Apparently this one's supposed to give you, like, something useful. And lastly, there's that safe I just noticed. So, let's go investigate it, shall we? We go up. That's the safe. That's right over here. So, let's see if we can open it. And we get a postcard. Yes! Now, if you remember that little silly, licky tongue-like, if you noticed before, down there with the crazy hat, let me see what you say. Money talks. Thanks, game. But thanks, buddy. Now, you see this guy right here? You put a mail card in there, you send in number 1, and you get a cottage. Now, there are a total of 10 of these, so you need to pick these up before you go anywhere else. So make sure you find every last postcard, but these postcards can only be found in Traverse Town. They can't be found elsewhere, so make sure you upgrade yourself properly before you go. And once we're done, we head out to our first adventure, which is Wonderland. Now we can get to this one. This is a brand new feature of the game, and yes, we already know about the Gummy Ship destinations and the levels because of the world. But however, there's something I want to point out though.